Hello, I'm Dani. Welcome to the workshop. In today's tutorial, we will talk about materials, mass properties, we will make assembly, I will show you different ways to make assembly mates, and also I will show you how to find the center of mass. If something is not clear to you or you want to know more, you can share in the comments below. Also, if you have missed some of the previous videos, there are links in the description of this video. Before reaching the step of the exam where you have to make an assembly, you will have a few questions about the mass of a part. First of all, be careful when answering these questions that your material is the same as the one which is required by the exam. Your material is here under solid bodies folder. In this case, the material of this part is aluminum alloy 1060. To see the mass properties, you have to go to evaluate and click mass properties, and here you will see different things. The mass of the part is 20.16 grams. Later, you will have to modify a part, or if you have to modify a material too, and give a different value. To change a material, I will not change the part, I will change just the material. You have to right click on the material itself and you will have this menu, edit material, and you can choose a different material. I will choose a plastic ABS material, then you hit apply and you can close the menu. And you will see that here our material has changed, also but the visual has changed. If we go to mass properties now, you will see that the part is much lighter, it's 7.62 grams. So this is all about materials and mass properties. We will need mass properties once again, but for different things at the end of the assembly. Now we have to make an assembly. We either go from new and choose assembly, or if you want directly to insert the part you are in, you choose the arrow next to new and then make assembly from part. Then click OK and you will have the part in your assembly fixed in space. To be sure that your part is on the correct position, right click on your fixed part and say float. Then move it aside. And what you want to do is to mate the origin of your part to the origin of your assembly, if this is the position in which it should be, because you may have a different position defined in the exam. You can do this either from the mate menu, then you have to go here in the tree and choose the origin of the assembly and the origin of your part. Here, because you're aligning origins together, you will have also the option align axis. Leave it so, and when we go out, our part is completely fixed. For this tutorial, I will need 3 of these parts plus 3 caps. Now I have to insert the caps. You go on Assembly tab, Insert Component, and as you can see, our cap is not here, so we have to browse for it. It will go to our main folder from which we have started. I choose the cap and I will just place it somewhere in the assembly. Now I have both components. If we go to Insert Component again, you will see that you have the chain link, but you don't have the cap. The reason for this is that your chain link is opened as part in your SolidWorks that you're working at the moment, and the cap is just included in the assembly, but it's not opened as a part. If you click on it and then if open a part, then go on Window and come back to your assembly. On Insert Component, you will have it now because it's already opened in SolidWorks. So first I will add one more chain link, then I will add one more cap. This is the second way, one of the ways you can insert instances of the part. The other is you click on the part, release the mouse button, then just click Control, again left mouse button, and you start dragging. And when you release the mouse button, you will have one more instance. And there is one more way, which I will show for the cap. This is from the feature tree. You choose and then release the part you want to copy. Then you hit Control on the keyboard again, left click with the mouse button and start dragging down, and you will see this arrow with the plus. When you release the mouse button, it will make instance of the part on exactly the same spot. Now, as you can see, this is our last cap. This is the second one. Now, when we have all the parts we need inside our assembly, it's time to mate them. For the first part, I will make the mates from within the mate screen. You can find it under Assembly Mates. I have here some face on which I was last. I don't want to mate this one. Just right click and delete. Then you choose the faces which you want to mate. By default, you're on coincident, and this is what we want. And then you have add finish mate as an option. You can make a coincident mate also not only between two faces, but between point and face or edge and face. The problem is when you mate edge or point, it will not make your part with flat surface toward the other face. It will be able to rotate. Now I will show you. I will use this point here and we'll make it coincident to this face. On first, it looks like these two faces are flat, but if you touch the part, you can see it's rotating. When you are making fully definition only with coincident, it's not a big problem because the third one can be always face to face, and this will fully define your complete part. Now I will exit the mate screen. If you see here in brackets with minus means this part is movable. Like this here, and all these four parts. First two, they don't have it, they're already fully defined. But as you remember, one of the mates that we did was with a point and it was wrong, and we want to make it with a face. So how we are changing our mate? In both parts that are sharing this mate, you can find the mate in their mate folder. So you expand here, then go to the mate folder, and you can check the different mates when you highlight them and when you hover over them, and you will see where they're done. This is the mate we're talking about. Then right click and edit feature. Here is with face, here is with vertex. So you click on the wrong mate selection, then right click and delete, and then you can choose a face or other mate selection which is correct. Now the next mate that we have to do is between these two chain links, and also to add the caps to the other chain links. You can do it also from the screen. You just choose a face, then control click on other face, and you will have here different mate options between these two faces. We want them coincident. Sometimes it's much faster like this. As you can see, I did it fast. Then we will go again to the mate screen to show you the concentric one. You can choose either between two faces or face and edge. Usually when you choose a circular face, it will automatically go for the concentric mate. Here you have also an option to lock the rotation, but we won't do that because we need to define an angle between these two. The next, I want this to be flat with this here. And now the third mate that I need is angle between these two. To be honest, for me, defining angle from within the assembly screen is much easier, but I will show you how to make it from here. I will recommend you, before starting an angle, just move a little bit your part that should be angled, because it will be easier to find the correct angle. So I will want an angle here which is 210 degrees, for example. So 210 degrees will be something like this. So my mistake, 160 degrees between these two. So I go on the angle, just type first your angle and then choose two faces between which will be that angle. As you can see, it rotated in a very unpleasant way now. So we have here different options. We can choose flip dimension or the mate alignment between the faces. I think this is the correct in our case. You can also choose a reference entity here. So here you can choose an edge or an axis. Based on which your angle will be. Okay, so then we are going next directly from our screen. We choose again these two. And here the angle will be 130 degrees. So we click one of the faces, control and click the other. Then here we choose angle and 130. As you can see from here, it's a bit easier to make the angles. And the next task that you will have once your assembly is built will be to find the center of the mass. For this, you go to evaluate, mass properties, and here you will have center of mass. Next step will be to change your mates. One way is, as I said, to go inside the part that is with this mate and its mate folder. And the other way to do this is directly from the folder of the mates. You either double click and you will see here your degree and you can change it to a new one. Don't forget to rebuild if you do it like this, or you can go to edit feature and change the degree from there. Now, when we have changed our degrees, we will have a different center of mass. We have to measure it again, check it from the mass properties, and enter the values that we have. So that's it. We are ready with today's tutorial. Don't forget to like this video to show me your appreciation of my work. Also, you can subscribe for the channel. Next week tutorial will be about reference geometries.